Wow, what a way to end Survivor Series. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Holy fuck, I'm tripping out again. 2 nights in a row, I'm tripping out. Last night at Takeover, we saw Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae beat 4 women in War Games, and then later on in the night, Ciampa with a massive move on Adam Cole to win War Games. Now, oh my god, oh my god, tonight has been incredible. So we kick off Survivor Series with the kickoff show where we had 3 matches on the card. 2 of them were announced earlier today on Twitter, on Twitter, I believe, as we had ourselves a cross-branded battle royal, which featured Raw's Street Profits, Hawkins and Ryder, and the OC. And then we had SmackDown's Revival. We had SmackDown's Revival, Rude and Ziggler, Heavy Machinery, and the Lucha House Party. And then from NXT we had Breezango and the Forgotten Sons, and representing NXT UK, even though they're still a part of SmackDown, Imperium's Fabian Aichner and Marcel Barthel. So this was a pretty intriguing matchup, and this whole thing started with the Forgotten Sons getting eliminated, followed by the Lucha House Party, then Hawkins and Ryder, then Imperium, then Heavy Machinery, which I think it took like 4 or 5, I think like 6 men just to eliminate Otis, which was pretty insane. Then Breezango got eliminated, followed by the Revival, then the OC, and last but not least, the Street Profits, meaning Rude and Ziggler have won the cross-branded Battle Royal, giving SmackDown the first point. The second matchup was for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, as Lio Rush, representing NXT, defended the title against SmackDown's Kalisto and Raw's Akira Tozawa, and that match did not disappoint. It was an all-out brawl, back and forth, fast and furious, but in the end, Lio Rush had hit Kalisto with the final hour to retain the Cruiserweight title, giving NXT their first point. And then, of course, the final match on the kickoff show was a triple threat match between the Viking Raiders, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era, and the New Day. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT's tag team champions were duking it out, and it was again fast and furious, all out power, absolutely crazy. But in the end, the Viking Raiders hit the Undisputed Era. I think it was Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly with the Viking experience to win the match, giving Raw their first and sadly their only point, which I felt so bad for Raw. But the main show kicked off with the traditional Survivor Series women's match. Here are the teams. So for Team Raw, you had the Captain Charlotte Flair, Natalya, Asuka, and Kairi Sane, the women's tag team champions, and Sarah Logan. For SmackDown, you had Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke, Carmella, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. And for NXT, you had the Captain Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Toni Storm, which we have not seen Toni Storm in a very long time. It's been since TakeOver Cardiff that we last saw her. She had lost the NXT UK Women's Championship to Kaylee Ray, which I did do a review video on if you guys want to check that out. Io Shirai and Bianca Belair. Now the eliminations went as followed: Nikki Cross, Sarah Logan, and here's the thing: both Candice LeRae and Io Shirai were injured so badly on the outside that they were taken out of the equation. So therefore, both LeRae and Shirai were immediately disqualified, and therefore eliminated. So then was Carmella. Followed by Kairi Sane, then Dana Brooke, then Asuka. Asuka literally just eliminated herself. Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans, Toni Storm, Bianca Belair, Natalya, and finally Sasha Banks. With the help of Candice LeRae and Io Shirai getting involved in the match, Rhea Ripley hit Sasha Banks with the Riptide to become the sole survivor for the women's elimination match. Next up, we have yet another triple threat match, which was between Raw's United States Champion AJ Styles of the OC, SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn, shockingly enough, and NXT's North American Champion Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Era. This was a really intense matchup. Literally, it was back and forth. The match itself was solely revolving around the rivalry between Styles and Nakamura. And the closing moments of the match will shock you because this was an incredible match. Roderick Strong pins Nakamura after AJ Styles hit Nakamura with a phenomenal forearm. What? Yeah. So that gave NXT a total of 3 points. Now we move on to the first of 3 title matches that we had on the card. Now you guys know there were rumors, running rampant ever since Crown Jewel, that there was supposed to have been a triple threat match between Brock Lesnar, The Fiend, and Adam Cole, but unfortunately that did not come to pass as Rey Mysterio challenged Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, and then just like last week or a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan had challenged The Fiend for the Universal title, and then last night at TakeOver we found out that Pete Dunne had defeated both Damian Priest and Killian Dane to become the number 1 contender for the NXT title. So the match was official. Adam Cole, Pete Dunne for the NXT title. This was an all-out brawl. Pete Dunne came so close with with 2 bitter ends and like a flurry of kicks and whatnot, but not even that stopped Adam Cole from hitting Pete Dunne with the last shot to retain the NXT title. In my opinion, I'm honestly now starting to become a believer of Adam Cole. I truly believe that he really doesn't need the rest of the Undisputed Era to help him win his matches. But there is another person that Adam Cole has to steer clear of, and that is Daddy. That is Daddy himself, Tommaso Ciampa. And there have been rumors ever since TakeOver last night. There have been rumors that have been seen on social media that that within the next month or so, within the next couple months, I believe at the next TakeOver that we're gonna have, which is TakeOver Portland, Ciampa will be challenging Adam Cole for the NXT title. If that match comes to pass, I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, so now we have the Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, I guess, kind of brought back the if I can speak tonight, the Yes Movement. There we go. And even with the help of the Yes Movement, a flurry of kicks, punches, knee strikes, all that, the Fiend defeated Daniel Bryan via a pinfall with the fucking mandible claw to retain the Universal Championship. Yeah. That was pretty crazy. And I also want to point out as well, for the Triple Threat Women's Elimination match, that Asuka eliminated herself because she hit Charlotte Flair with the green mist. I want to point that out right now. So you know Charlotte Flair is going to be out for some payback. And speaking of payback, we now have the men's traditional Survivor Series match. The NXT team was announced earlier tonight on the kickoff show, which Team Raw consisted of the Captain Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Ricochet. SmackDown had Roman Reigns, the captain, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Mustafa Ali, and Shorty G. NXT consisted of the captain, which is Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, the Limitless Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, and the WWE United Kingdom Champion Walter, which that was an incredible match, in which the eliminations went as follows. Walter was the first by Drew McIntyre, pinned Walter. Yeah. And the funniest part about this whole thing, and I think this was the biggest highlight of the entire night. Drew McIntyre and Walter were hitting each other with knife edge chops, and that didn't even faze them. Walter hit Braun Strowman with a chop. Bruh. It was at that moment Walter knew he fucked up. You chop a monster, you get your ass beat. Plain and simple. Walter got eliminated by Drew McIntyre, and then Shorty G got eliminated because of Baron Corbin. Then it continued as follows. Kevin Owens, Damian Priest, Randy Orton, Matt Riddle, Braun Strowman via a countout, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Tommaso Ciampa, Seth Rollins, and it came down to the final two, Keith Lee and Roman Reigns. The sole survivor was Roman Reigns, hitting Keith Lee with a massive spear. I have to admit, that was pretty good. I kind of figured that Keith Lee would have pulled off a major upset, but he hit Roman Reigns with his best shot, that being the Spirit Bomb, and not even that worked. And then at the end, Roman Reigns and Keith Lee touched knuckles as a sign of respect, which gave SmackDown their second and only point. And with that, we move on to the final title match that was on the card: Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. No holds barred, no DQ. It did not work out for Rey. Even with Rey's son Dominic, it didn't work out because Brock Lesnar defeated Rey Mysterio with an F5 on him and a German suplex on Dominic to retain the WWE Championship, even though both Dominic and Mysterio hit Lesnar with a low blow and a 619. Even with all that, Brock Lesnar still dominated that match. And now we move on to the final match on the card, the main event, which was the triple threat women's match. Sorry guys, I had to mark that match. It was Raw's women's champion Becky Lynch, SmackDown's women's champion Bayley, and NXT's women's champion Shayna Baszler. This was a non-stop match. A lot of major highlights were there. One of the biggest ones was a Bayley to belly, which was one of her go-tos, which gave her the SmackDown Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and the Women's Tag Team titles as well. But with everything that happened on tonight, Shayna Baszler eliminated Becky Lynch by putting her by sending her over the announce table, and both of her shoulder blades had hit the corners of the commentary team's what are they called? TV monitors. Sorry, their TV monitors, putting her out of commission for the rest of the match. And in the end, Shayna Baszler taps Bayley out with the Karafuda clutch to pick up the victory, giving NXT their 4th point, and thus NXT has won Survivor Series, proving Triple H's theory right, that NXT is the show. I have to admit, if I can speak, I have to admit this was a pretty awesome showing for NXT, for all 3 brands, but I gotta give this one to NXT. I think out of all 3 brands, I think SmackDown kind of showed more with Rude and Ziggler winning the match, winning that cross-branded battle royal with the Fiends not just being inhuman, and also Roman Reigns being the sole survivor. I gotta give this one give it a SmackDown, but NXT had pulled it off. And with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed Survivor Series. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way, because with all the changes YouTube's going to be having, we gotta sell out. And of course too, you guys can follow me on both my Twitters and my Instagram. Links will be down in the description below, as will the link to my sponsors, the Collector Store. Awesome store. Never had a single problem with them other than the BS with the lingerie collection. But luckily I got to get that box. I want to point out. Link will be down in the description below as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.